Okay, so today we're going to learn HTML. And as you can see here, HTML is the standard markup language for creating web pages. It's something I like to think of as like it's the skeleton of a web page. So everything that you see on a web page, like links, images, headers, paragraphs, just text, all of that. So first things first, we will create our file in our editor. I'm using VS Code, and I will create my HTML file. So following along in the documentation, first things first is we need to declare that this document is an HTML5 document. So we're going to go ahead and copy. Nope, I can't copy. Okay, we're going to start off with the caret. Auto-populates this doc type HTML. And next thing we want to do is add the HTML element. So closing that, it automatically is going to give me the closing tag. And something that you can put within the HTML tag is a title. So we can go ahead in here and add a title. And this is going to show up here. So instead of HTML, index HTML, we could put, Christina's webpage. Autosave. When you come back to it, hit refresh, and you'll see that it's changed the title. Now, defining all of the elements in the body. Within HTML, we're going to create a tag for the body, and this is where we're going to put everything like our headers, our paragraphs, links, images, breakpoints, all of that. So first things first, most web pages have a header. So this would probably be your title on your web page. So we'll just do, we'll just put heading 1. Let's go back to our website, and there it is. Now there's also header 2, header 3, 4, and 5, which is headers in different sizes. I went ahead and copied this line with Shift Option down. I'm on a Mac, but I want to make sure I go through and change these tags, to match. So we'll change these. Header 5. Change all of these. And I have my VS Code set to autosave, so we should be able to go over here, hit refresh, and see all the headings. We can also do a paragraph tag. So within here, we have our paragraph. You can see that here. And the thing about this is these spaces in here, I can do a second paragraph and have all of these spaces here, but those spaces are going to be removed, and there isn't going to be any separation between these two tags. If you wanted to do that, you could add this break here. And see, it has a start tag, but it doesn't have an ending tag. So all we need to do is just the opening, and then refresh, and there is the break. So that is it for kind of the introduction as far as W3 Schools goes. we can, let's see, go to the basics, which we've already done. Yep. Elements. So we've done our H1, our P's, our breaks. We're moving along. Okay, so now we can go to attributes. So here's where we can add an href, so a link in our website. So first we'll do our a tag. We'll just clean that up a little bit. We'll do our a tag, and you'll see if we just do an a tag that there won't be a link. So go here, and it's just text. So you have to add this attribute href within the opening tag. So you want to do a space, equals, and then quotations, and what you want to be linked will be within here. So we could do like they have, https www dot, well, I'll just do Google. So when I go back, now I have a link you can see to Google, which will take me to Google. And then you can do a image. So go ahead and we'll just add the tag for now. And you can see that this doesn't have an ending tag. It only has the opening, the start tag. And again, it's not going to show anything actually. So you'll want to do this source, and you'll want to specify where the source is. And there's two ways that you can do this. As you can see, there's the absolute URL and there's the relative URL. An absolute URL is something that you're going to get from another website. So if I were to Google cheese and just pick an image out, say like this one, click into that, and then I can just copy the image address. It's gonna paste that in there. Of course, you kind of want to be mindful if you're taking someone's image from their website, but for learning purposes, you know, I'll just show you how to do that. And then there's also a relative URL, which is probably a safer bet to use this, because if you use an absolute URL, who's to say that Wikipedia isn't going to change this image sometime later on down the line, and then you will have a broken image or a different image. So how you would want to do that is to put a image in your repo. So I will go ahead and just bring in an image, any random image. Pixabay is really great for free images, although a lot of times you'll have to donate, but this one is just a free download. And we'll just drag that in here. And we can go ahead and add another image. And find the pathway to get to the image, which, because it's on the same level as the HTML file, it's going to be // and then the butterfly image. So when we go back here, we should see the giant butterfly. And then we can go over, you know, how to change the image. size, the width and the height. Obviously that's very large, so we can add these other attributes within the tag as well. So we can, you know, do width here. We'll just say 500. That sounds great. 600. Let's go back, and it's very distorted, but the size has changed. And then there's other attributes in here that you can add, like the alt image. So if for some reason the image doesn't show up, then it'll have this alternate text that'll say what the image is. So you probably want to be specific and say butterfly on a stick that is speckled green. Maybe not. Okay, so now there's another attribute we can style with. Normally, when you have your own project, you're not going to want to style each individual HTML tag. You're going to want to have a CSS file or a Sass file, or, you know, whatever your library is that you're using. You're not going to generally want to style like directly within the HTML tag, but it is something that you can do. So like this example here, you know, if we want to add red to this paragraph, we want to have, you know, this is a red paragraph, we want that to be red. You could then add this to any tag. So let's just say we want to add it to the H1. We can add our style here. VS Code has a whole drop down of everything we do, but we want to do color, and then we could just, you know, we'll say we want it to be blue. So we'll go back here, we'll refresh, and it's blue. Okay, what other attributes can we look into? Let's see, headings. We went over headings. We didn't do heading 6, but I'm sure, yeah. Okay, so we hit those. We've hit paragraphs. We've hit styles. Background color is a good way to style as well. Let's see. Let's say we want the background color to be aqua. And there you go. Obviously, there's more styling that you would have to add because this isn't ideal. Fonts, you can change the fonts, the text size, how you want to align it, if you want to center it, if you want it on the left. Formatting. You have these elements that you can bold. We can go ahead and add that to our site. You can italicize. But since it's side by side, we probably want to add a break to it. You can also add the break at the end of the element depending on how you want to structure your file, but it'll still be the same. Small elements. Then you can play with more editing options, making something a quote. Ooh, we can have an HTML favicon. Love the favicon. So we can get rid of this little, I'm not even sure what that is. Maybe the earth, I don't know. Let's see, how do we add a favicon? We are on Chrome and it is supported. Okay, looks like it's supported everywhere. Supports PNGs, GIFs, JPEGs, SVGs. Our HTML table, so we can go ahead and create, you know, a data table here. And it shows you the simple HTML table. You've got the opening tag table here, closing table, and then you've got your table rows. So we've got one table row, another table row, and a third one. These are your table headers, company, contact, country. So that's going to be up here. And then your table data within that, Alfred, Maria, and Germany, showing, you know, Alfred, Maria, and Germany here. And then again, Centro Comercial, Francisco, and Mexico. So there's another one here. So you can kind of see how that's set up. So yeah, that is kind of the basics of HTML. Hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully going along with the documentation is helpful too. I know when I was learning HTML and CSS and JavaScript and just how to code, you know, every teacher always said, read the docs, RTD, read the docs. And I didn't know how to read the docs. So hopefully going along and kind of coding this out and explaining things to you is really helpful. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned a lot. Feel free to comment. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions.